Okay, so now I will tell you guys about the title, author, and the background of our short story. So our short story, the title is Lamb to the Slaughter, and the author is by Roald Dahl. So the background for this short story, it is published on 1953 by Roald Dahl. So Roald Dahl is an author who is famous for his story with dark humor and also surprise endings. And this story also focuses on betrayal, revenge within marriage.
Now let's move on to the flow of the story, which is the freighted triangle. For the exposition, at the beginning of the story, Mary Melanie is introduced as a loving and pregnant wife who is happily waiting for her husband, which is Patrick, to come home. The setting is calm, warm, and peaceful, which make their marriage seem stable and normal. This creates a strong contrast to the shocking events that happen later. Next is the rising action. So the rising action begins when Patrick comes home acting unusual and distant. He then tells Mary that he is leaving her, even though she is pregnant. So this creates the main conflict of the story and deeply shocks Mary. The tension increases as she struggles to process the news and her emotions begin to build. For climax, the climax occurs when Mary suddenly kills Patrick by hitting him on the head with a frozen leg of lamb. This is the turning point of the story because everything changes from this moment. The focus shifts from their broken relationship to Mary trying to deal with the murder she has just committed. Next is falling action. In the falling action, Mary quickly plans how to hide her crime. She puts the lamb in the oven to destroy the weapon and goes to the grocery store to create an alibi. When the police arrive, she pretends to be shocked and heartbroken. The story now focuses on the investigation and whether the police will discover the truth or not. Lastly is the resolution. So at the end of the story, Mary gets away with the murder because the weapon is gone. As the police eat the cooked leg of lamb without realizing that it is actually the murder weapon. While they discuss how the weapon must still be somewhere in the house, Mary laughs quietly to herself, knowing she has successfully fooled them.
Okay, now I will continue talking about the setting for this short story, time and the place. So this story, it took place in the evening, and the time setting is around 1950s, and then the story is set in the Melanie family home, and then most of the scene in this short story happen in the living room and also in the kitchen. And then this home setting, it is showing a very calm situation, but it is actually very contrast to the violent acts that actually happen in the story. That's all for me.
Next is the characters and characteristic, which is we have Mary Melanie, the protagonist of the story. At first, she is devoted and emotionally fragile, and deeply in love with her husband. After Patrick's shocking decision, she becomes cold, ironic, and manipulative, cleverly hiding her crime and deceiving the police. Next, we have Patrick Maloney, which is the antagonist of the story. He is a police detective who is emotionally distant and self-centered. He shows a little concern for Mary's feeling, which led to the main conflict in the story. And then we have the police officers, including Jack Noonan. They are confident and sympathetic towards Mary. However, they are also gullible as they fail to realize the truth even when the evidence is right in front of them. The last character is Sam the Grocer. He is friendly, polite, and observant. He helps Mary establish her alibi without suspecting her.
Next is conflict. Conflict is struggle between opposing forces in a story and it drives the plot forward. In Lamb to the Slaughter, both internal and external conflict are present. Internally, Mary struggles with emotional shock after her husband's confession. And then she also fears the consequences of her action and become focused on protecting her unborn child. Externally, Mary faces conflict with her husband which lead to his death, and later on with the police as she tried to hide the crime. She also struggled against society's expectation of her as a helpless, grieving wife, which she uses to her advantage. We're moving on to the point of view. Point of view refers to the perspective from which story is told. It determines who provides information and how much the reader understands about the characters and events. Lamb to the Slaughter is written in third-person limited point of view. This means the narrator focuses mainly on Mary Melanie's thoughts and feelings. Reader experienced the story through her perspective, while Patrick's thoughts were never revealed. Because of this, reader feels sympathy for Mary, even though she commits murder. The point of view helps shape how the audience react to her action.
Next is the theme, which is betrayal and revenge. So the theme of betrayal and revenge in Lamb to the Slaughter is shown when Mary Maloney feels deeply betrayed by her husband's decision to leave her. So because of this betrayal, she is driven to take revenge. However, instead of panicking, she stays calm and calculated, which leads her to kill him and successfully escape punishment.
Now we're moving on to literary devices. First, the story used dramatic irony, where readers know more than the characters. For example, the police eat the leg of lamb without realizing it was the murder weapon, creating dark humor. Next is tone. The story begins with a calm and peaceful tone, then becomes dark and suspenseful after the murder, and finally turns darkly humorous. The story also used foreshadowing, shown through the detailed description of the frozen leg of lamb before it is used as a weapon, hinting that something bad will happen. Lastly, imagery helps readers visualize the scene clearly, such as the warm and cozy living room that contrasts with the violent act later.